Hi, welcome back. Today I am going to be doing a book haul. I'm not feeling like the best today, so I figured doing something a little bit more low-key is what I need to do. And I've been sitting on a sort of large book haul ever since Christmas, the end of the year, all of that. So I thought we would just do a book haul today. I have 11 books to haul for this video, and these are all books that I got for Christmas or in the Barnes & Noble 50% off sale after Christmas, and I haven't read a single one of them yet. I'm going to start with the two books that I actually received for Christmas. I don't actually normally get books for Christmas, but I had a wish list this year, and my mother-in-law actually bought me a couple of books off of my wish list. The first book I have here is Uprooted by Naomi Novik. This is an adult fantasy novel. I believe it's sort of like a Beauty and the Beast retelling. It's about a girl who gets taken to live with the wizard of this country to save her people. I know this was popular on BookTube a few years ago. I never got around to reading it, and I've actually never read anything by Naomi Novik, but she's an author that I've wanted to check out for a really long time, and I've always heard really great things about her books, so I'm excited to check this one out. The other book that my in-laws got me was The Love Songs of W.e.b. Du Bois, which is a book that I've been wanting to read ever since it kind of gained popularity a couple of years ago. I think maybe 2021. I kept seeing everybody on BookTube reading it. This is about one girl's journey to identity and understanding who she is and where she comes from, and like I said, I've only heard amazing things about it, so even though it is pretty long, I think it's going to be very good. The rest of the books that I have here are all from the Barnes & Noble 50% off sale, and my husband actually bought me all of these books because he is the best. The sale was 50% off hardcovers, but my Barnes & Noble was also doing a buy one get one 50% off on paperbacks, so I have a few paperbacks and a few hardcovers here. So I've got Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell, which is a historical fiction sort of retelling about the loss of Shakespeare's son. I believe it primarily follows Shakespeare's wife, and I don't actually think Shakespeare is named in this book. I just think that it's sort of implied that that's who we're reading about. I've been wanting to pick this up ever since it came out. If you know anything about me, I am a huge Shakespeare lover, so I'm excited to get to this. I think it's just this journey of grief and understanding when it comes to loss, and even though I know that's going to be a very hard topic to read about, I think it's going to be very good. Another one I have here is The Overstory by Richard Powers, which I don't really actually know too much about. I just know it's been on my TBR for a really long time. I think it's sort of like a series of interconnected vignettes, short stories, all about nature. It won the Pulitzer Prize, I believe, in 2019. Something like that, and I feel like it's going to be amazing. I really love the cover. Like I said, I've heard amazing things about it, so hopefully this will be a really great read. I also picked up Daughter of the Moon Goddess by Sue Lynn Tan, which I know was very popular last year on BookTube, and I believe the sequel just came out. This is a sort of adult fantasy about this girl whose mother is the moon goddess, and I think she's on a journey to find her mom after she's been abandoned or something. I don't know a lot about it, but I know that it was so well loved last year, and it just seems like a book that I would really enjoy. I love the cover. If I like it, obviously I'll get around to reading the sequel, hopefully this year. I bought it almost purely because of the hype, but hopefully it will be a win for me. And the last paperback here is Vespertine by Margaret Rogerson. I actually don't know a single thing about this book. I don't know what the plot is. I don't know what the character's name is. Maybe it's Vespertine. I don't know. I don't know anything about this book, but I have read and really enjoyed both of Margaret Rogerson's books in the past. I really liked An Enchantment of Ravens, and then Sorcery of Thorns is one of my absolute all-time favorite books, so I'm very excited to read this. Next up, I've got How the King of Elfhame Learned to Hate Stories by Holly Black. This is like a little novella sort of story that goes along with the Cruel Prince series, or the Folk of the Air trilogy. I read that series a couple of years ago and I loved it, but I never really prioritized buying this book because it just didn't seem, I don't know, it didn't seem worth it to spend full price on something this small, but it was 50% off, obviously, so I decided to jump on it. I think it's about Cardan's life before the start of The Cruel Prince, and it's got illustrations and stuff in it, so I'm sure that it's going to be great. I don't know if it exists or has ever existed, but I do kind of wish that I had the Barnes & Noble exclusive cover for this, like I do for the rest of the trilogy, the black cover with the silver, but I still really like this cover and I'm excited to read it. The next book I have here is Foul Lady Fortune by Chloe Gong. This is the first book in a new duology that's sort of like a spin-off of These Violent Delights, which I read last year and I really enjoyed. I ended up enjoying it way much more than I thought I would. I was just gonna get the series from the library because I didn't really love These Violent Delights enough to want to keep collecting Chloe Gong's books, but it was 50% off and it's It's the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition, so it's like really pretty gold, and then it's got like the maroon sprayed edges. I know that it has been getting like the best reviews, but it follows characters that I really enjoyed reading about in the first duology, so I'm excited to see what's going on with them in this series. The sequel comes out at the end of the year, I think in like September or October, so I might wait until a little bit closer to then to actually read this, but I have it for whenever I decide to get around to the series. Next, I've got Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmus. I, again, don't really know much about this book. I believe it's about a woman who works in STEM, and she is tackling living her life while also dealing with a very male-dominated field. I don't really know much about it, to be honest, but it has been getting really great reviews. It came out last year, and it was the Barnes & Noble Book of the Year, so I'm sure that it's fantastic. And then lastly, I have a duology. One of these actually didn't get at Barnes & Noble. I got it at Books A Million, and then I got the sequel at Barnes & Noble for 50% off, and that is the Great Cities duology by N.K. Jemisin. The first book being The City We Became, and the second one being The World We Make. Again, the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition. I don't really know what's special about it, but the cover's beautiful. This series is all about sentient cities, essentially. I believe that it takes place primarily in New York City, and each of the boroughs is sort of a person, a character in the story. I think there's some kind of evil that's going on in the city, and they have to sort of band together to save New York City. I have no doubt that it's going to be amazing. N.K. Jemisin is one of my favorite authors, even though I've only ever read the 5th season by her. I just feel like this is going to be fantastic. So I bought this at Books A Million a couple of weeks before Christmas because it was discounted. And then I just decided to go ahead and buy the sequel when it was 50% off at Barnes & Noble. So I'm going to read the entire duology. Maybe I'll do like a little like weekend or week-long reading vlog where I read this entire series and review it. Let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. So that is my end of year Christmas book haul, even though we are well into January, almost to February at this point. I figured better late than never, and also I can finally put these books away. I don't know about you, but I do tend to like hold off on putting books on my shelves until I have filmed my book haul. So there's just been like a little stack of books next to the bookshelf for the longest time, and so finally I can put all of these away and I'll feel great. My space will be a little bit cleaner. Let me know down in the comments if you've read any of the books that I mentioned in this video and what you thought about them. Which of these books do I need to get to sooner rather than later? Which of these books would you like to see like full video reviews of, or just like general reviews of, or maybe like a vlog of me reading? Also, let me know some books that you bought recently, or maybe like the book that you're most excited to buy next. I'd really love to know that as well. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you again very soon. Bye!